I'm Dr. Rob Millman, Principal of Floyd Central. The NHS Induction is one of my favorite events for several reasons. First of all, everyone is always in a very, very good mood. And secondly, as you'll all soon find out, it's short, which leaves enough time for people to take pictures and mingle with friends and family members. So I will not linger. First, I want to thank several groups of people. To start with, a big thank you goes out to the National Honor Society Faculty Council, Mr. Tim Romig, Mr. Jared Willis, Ms. Deanna Collins, Mr. Andy Alfred, and Mrs. Heather Bradley. A special thanks goes to Mrs. Larissa Yerke, the faculty sponsor, for all she does in organizing this event as well as others, most notably the blood drive that took place last month. Also, I'd like to send a special thanks, I didn't do this publicly, to the current National Honor Society students for the gift that they gave the admin team. I would describe that gift to you in the audience, but you probably would not believe it or conceive it up here of what I was actually talking about. And I actually thought, I had one thought of bringing it up here on stage and having it on display, but it might be just a little bit too ostentatious for the occasion. But I would like to thank them, especially the executive with Grant, Ella, Byron, and Madeline for that. It was very thoughtful, and it was in good taste, so I appreciate that. Most of all, congratulations to the inductees themselves, as well as their families. This is a milestone worthy of great pride and celebration. Now, in a few moments, the officers will come to the podium and further elaborate on the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society, but first, a word to those seated directly in front of me. Inductees of 2022, with your new label as a National Honor Society member, you will have new and higher expectations heaped upon you. Your past performance and proven abilities have told us that you have the ability to excel, and excel you will. And with that, fair or not, people will look at you differently and expect more. The days of just being able to do your own thing and not have any influence on those around you are gone, at least within these walls. You, as in this group, will largely be responsible for setting the academic tone of the school for the upcoming year. That's for good reason, and I'm excited for you to have that influence on all of us. After all, you have been successful in all 4 of the pillars. However, be wary of success, for it oftentimes ushers in confidence, and with confidence sometimes comes certainty. I would caution against too much certainty. Yes, a good amount is healthy. You can be certain you love your parents. You can be certain you bring value to those around you. You can be certain that your teachers value you, but sometimes certainty makes us want to rush, and when we rush, we become reckless. If there has been one thing I've learned as a building principal, especially this year, it's that slower is better. When making a big decision or making a judgment on someone or something, take your time. Don't let your first thought be your last thought. When I've done that, I've given myself both the time to process all relevant information as well as seek advice from mentors and other relevant people. It might frustrate those around you at times, but in the end, it will help you grow. And with that, I will now turn it over to the officers who will expound on the 4 pillars and then perform the induction.
Hello and good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the spring induction of the National Honor Society. My name is Maddie Cavan. I am the current treasurer for National Honor Society. The officers and I will be speaking about the 4 pillars of the society. I would like to start by addressing the first of the 4 pillars, scholarship. Scholarship means that one is doing their best work in all situations regardless of extrinsic motivation. This means that all of you have exhibited a large amount of hard work in and out of the classroom. It takes a lot of determination and resilience when faced with challenges to bounce back and apply oneself after being knocked down. Your pursuit of knowledge is invaluable and is a trait that can be carried with you for the rest of your life. How much you grow depends on how much effort and time you are willing to put forth when things become challenging. In the course of your life, the scholarship qualities will serve you well and will have a great effect on your life. In high school, your hard work is displayed through grades. The work ethic you gain now will assist you in college and allow you to navigate through the many trials and tribulations you encounter. After college, your scholarship qualities will be displayed through a degree and career. While working in your career, there will be many opportunities offered to those who exhibit scholarship qualities. There can be status promotions, raises, and even widespread recognition. You may think that what you do now will not affect you in 20 years, but your high school years are some of the most important years of your life. They are the foundation and building blocks to help you meet your goals in life. The meaning of the Pillar Scholarship does not mean you pick and choose when you want to work hard. It is a lifestyle that will enable you to reach your fullest potential. The time to start that lifestyle is now. A perfect example of how a student needs to push themselves is having to live through a pandemic. The past 2 years were uncharted territory for everyone. We have had to take difficult classes virtually. We've had to constantly rely on technology, which provided a challenge as well. Throughout all of these changes, we have persevered and rose to the occasion of keeping our grades up while attending school in a non-traditional way. Learning in a pandemic was and still is a challenge that we are facing today. We can use the situation as an opportunity to grow. As you continue to navigate through the end of your junior year and throughout your senior year, the most important thing to remember is to always push yourself. As you begin looking at colleges and starting your applications and begin your senior year of high school, it is so important to keep focusing and pursuing your goals, because it builds character and mental toughness that you will need your entire life. Having the resilience to being able to keep working on the one problem, even if you can't find the solution at first, will prove to be a largely desired quality in the workforce. By giving your best effort in all tasks, you are fulfilling the requirements for the scholarship pillar while also enhancing the other pillars that shape National Honor Society. Always continue to put your best foot forward in everything you do and stay determined with your future in mind. Best of luck on all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I would like to begin by congratulating the junior class in front of me. It is an extreme honor to be inducted as members, and you all are finally here. You have earned this, so I'd like to share my congratulations to you. My name is Byron Clark, and I'm the current Secretary of National Honor Society. I'm here to speak of our second pillar, which is character. Character encompasses the whole of your conveyed being. It is how you are seen by the world. Everyday character is not just about your praiseworthy or blameworthy activities, but about your commitment to these ethical and respectful behaviors and how they affect yourself and others. With this comes the question: how do you display your character? How does the world see you? Do you display integrity? Can you be seen to make the right decision that corresponds to your own morals and values in the face of peer pressure? Are you someone that can be trusted and display honesty if even this ends in a negative outcome? Are your words and actions respectful? Can you be called responsible and caring? Likely so, you are all being honored for your exemplary conduct and academic achievement this evening. How you present yourself is a direct reflection of your character. And with character comes from within, and it is carefully crafted over time and helps develop your stellar personalities. None of us woke up and became the people that we are today overnight. We have each continually chosen to make responsible choices that have contributed to our personalities. All of you have unique values. Your determination, honesty, perseverance, and hard work have allowed you to be successful in your pursuits, both in school and on your own. As a high school student, there are many circumstances where your character will be reflected. Should you find yourself in a situation that causes you to question your academic integrity, it is then that you will choose to stray from or to stay true to your character. I obviously hope and would expect you all to make the honest decision, as would everyone who is encouraging your success, as you are now considered the leaders of this school. I want each and every one of you to remember a time when you were strong when it may have been easy to be weak, when you went above and beyond in a situation where there was no reward or recognition, or when you made the right choice knowing that the social outcome may have been perceived as negative. Your ability to confront difficult situations with dignity, truth, and respect are what define your character and are the reasons that you are here today. Your character is key to your success. Stay true to your mental and moral qualities. It is vital that each and every one of you keep with your character throughout all your endeavors, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for the spring induction of the National Honor Society. My name is Ella Doddridge, and I'm the Vice President of the National Honor Society. Tonight I will be discussing the third pillar of NHS, service. Service is the action that strengthens the impact of the other three pillars. Leadership, scholarship, and character all focus on your progress as an individual, but service demonstrates your ability to give back to others and make an impact on your community. When serving, you relinquish your own time and energy to enrich the lives of your peers, colleagues, and even strangers. You continuously wear your heart on your sleeve as you replenish the world with compassion, patience, and love. This commitment to others takes precedent over our personal desires. You must step out of the limelight and often out of your comfort zone to aid others in their development. Sometimes we quantify our service as the number of hours or number of service opportunities. We use these numbers to fill out requirements for countless applications and scholarships. They embellish our already impressive schedules, including school, sports, and jobs, pushing us further towards our goals after high school. Finding the right balance of these activities takes time management, skill, and perseverance. Deadlines sneak up on us, conflicts arise, and we get overwhelmed. This can make service feel more like an obligation, but if we are only driven by the number of hours, then we are not doing any service at all. The service opportunities that are set before you will provide you the opportunity to grow as a leader and an individual, not only to better yourself, but the community around you. Each of our members and inductees has engaged in a remarkable amount of service, but I ask each of you to reflect on what it has provided you with. Over the past few years, we've faced a horrific global pandemic that has brought each of us immense challenges. With that said, the opportunity for you to give back to others is more important now than it ever has been. So it is our goal as the National Honor Society to serve our communities as leaders, role models, and mentors to hopefully restore some of what was lost in the face of COVID-19. I look forward to seeing what our new inductees accomplish. There is a link among all the pillars of NHS. The determination required to pursue a scholarship is built from your character, is supported by your leadership, and is exemplified by your actions to serve others. These 4 traits are found in all of you and all of us, and will be your keys to success in the future. Thank you, and congratulations to all of our new inductees.
Hello, my name is Grant Coleman and I'm the president of the National Honor Society, and the final pillar that I will be discussing this evening is leadership. What makes a good leader? Is there a certain set of skills that an individual must possess to become a leader, let alone a good one? Let's think of some of the most influential leaders of all time and what they have in common. Think Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Abraham Lincoln, Eleanor Roosevelt, or Jesus. While all different, they have many traits in common besides being extremely old. So what are they? The first is that leaders know how to inspire people to achieve a common goal. Now, I've gotten confused by this concept in the past. Inspiration is different, let me tell you, than a sucker punching a kid, that one kid who bullied you on the playground in 5th grade to inspire him to be nice to you. That's different. Someone told me this way too late, and I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Here's an example of true inspiration. In the face of injustice, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. united whites and blacks alike with his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. There are many reasons why these words are so familiar to us almost 60 years later. The most important reason being Martin Luther King's ability to use his powerful vision, his dream of a better United States to inspire African Americans and whites alike, past or present, to stand up to the unjust social construct of the United States of America. Martin Luther King's ability to inspire people is a leadership quality that all must consider when asking themselves what it means to be a good leader. Secondly, leaders are role models. Take Kanye West. I mean, Mother Teresa. I'm getting these names confused. Mother Teresa, for example, a leader of the Catholic Church who founded the Missionaries of Charity, an organization with the sole goal of helping the poorest of the poor. Look, I get it. You all are generous people. I know that you treat the nice employees of Berry Twist to a couple extra cents after ordering a large Reese's Cup Arctic Swirl and 6 hot dogs, but I'm talking about a whole other type of generosity that is found in Mother Teresa. I once heard a story about Mother Teresa from a pastor speaking on a podcast. Yeah, I listen to podcasts. He said that when he met Mother Teresa for the first time, that the first things he noticed were her mangled feet. That's something strange to take notice in Mother Teresa, but apparently she had worse than my marathon running dad's feet. So it was bad. The pastor later found out that this is because when her charity received a shipment of shoes, Mother Teresa would immediately dig through the box and find the worst looking, most uncomfortable pair of shoes for herself so that the other nuns wouldn't have to wear them. That's generous and extremely sacrificial for one of the most famous and influential people in the world. Because of Mother Teresa's pure qualities, her drive for helping others, and her humility, she is one of the prominent figures in the Catholic faith. Her qualities as a role model and a leader has led Mother Teresa to be the example for individuals involved in charity work across the world. Like Mother Teresa, a good leader guides and instructs people sacrificially to follow their example. Third, leaders are visionaries. Consider honest Abraham Lincoln, one of the most prominent leaders in American history. Like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Lincoln had a vision. Lincoln envisioned a United States without slavery and oppression, and throughout his presidency, Lincoln had this vision at center focus. He did not let up, even when the country literally fell apart because of it. That's impressive. Like Abraham Lincoln, leaders have good ideas and develop strategies to see them through no matter what. Finally, leaders are hardworking. All leaders I've talked about this morning have had some challenge that they've had to work hard to overcome. Whether it be struggling to transport supplies to a country in need, fighting for prosperity in a literal war, or systemic violence and racism, all have had their struggles. The key is that no one took their eyes off of their vision. No one gave up in the face of a challenge, and no one decided that the struggle they were going through was worth stopping the fight for. As a National Honor Society inductee, you must consider the qualities of influential leaders across history and work towards upholding and abiding by those qualities. We all know you're hardworking. Your academic success shows that. The question is, can you be a role model and take your visions to guide and inspire people for a common purpose? Can you be the arrow that once released from the bow will pierce through the air until it hits its target? I don't know all of you personally, but what I do know is that we all have the potential to lead in a way that shapes the earth into one of greatness and glory. Thank you. Now, it's with great pleasure that I introduce you all our guest speaker for this evening, a proud and involved member of our community, as well as the current state senator of District 46 for the state of Indiana, and up for election in the upcoming primaries, Mr. Kevin Bailey.
Who wants to follow Grant Coleman on stage? Very few of us. First, we're going to start with gratitude. 2022-23 inductees, please stand up. Turn around. And as loudly and as much of applause you can provide for your parents and supporters, let's give them a big round of applause. All right, hold on a second. A little bit louder this time. And with a little voice. How about a little voice? Come on. Follow instructions very well. You can turn around now and you can have a seat. Thank you guys very much. We always must start with gratitude. Leadership, scholarship, service, character, these are all the attributes that these fine individuals here tonight in some form or fashion have exhibited over the last 2.5, 3 years here at Floyd Central. And that's been defined by the teachers, their peers, and it's been defined by them. And when I think about those 4 attributes and I think about how we sum those things up, I come up with one word. And it's one word I think that's very appropriate in light of some of the comments that were made tonight, but it's in light of what we experienced in the last couple of years, and it's a word called grit. And over the last 5 years, that word has meant a lot to me. It's something that I've kind of taken on as a goal and a purpose in life. It's something I've tried to instill in my own family. But it's an acronym that really helps me to kind of define things. And many of you in the class of 2022, 2023 in the National Honor Society, you've experienced these and maybe you even implement them in your own way. But I'm going to encourage you to think about it in a little bit different perspective tonight. So goal is the first part of grit. What is your goal? Tonight is not a destination. Tonight's a part of the journey. You're achieving something tonight, but what is your next goal? What is it that you want to accomplish in life? Goals are a part of our everyday planning process. When we think about goals, I think about when I graduated from college. I set 5 goals. I've achieved 3 of them. One was to have 2 kids, one who's here tonight in the front row, Lauren Bainline. I purposely want to point her out because she's told me she's nervous about me speaking tonight, so hopefully I can assuage her of that tonight. Another one was to get my MBA, and I did that a couple years ago, and it was well past my goal period of time, but it was something that was on my list. Another one was to run for public office. I said I was going to do that by age 30. I'm past that date. In Grant's words, I'm one of these old guys. I'm well past that date. But I set goals, and I would encourage each of you to set a goal and be intentional about it. Write it down. And I'm not talking about write it down later. I'm asking you to do it tonight. What is it that you want to accomplish next? This is an incredible achievement that you've achieved tonight. But what is your next goal? What is it that you want to achieve? Share it with someone that you love, someone that you trust, someone who can hold you accountable to fulfilling that goal. Because goals are a part of life no matter where you are and what station you are, whether that be in school or in the workforce. The R. R is resources. What are our resources? And all of you found resources in what you do. Resources can be human capital, they can be human resources, they can be tangible, they can be intangible. What are the resources you have available to achieve your goal? You have parents, you have grandparents, you have friends, you have maybe tutors, you have teachers, you have principals. Who are your resources that are human resources? But you also have, in the history of humankind, the most amount of information that could ever be available to you in terms of resources, whether that be on your phone, whether that be something that you're using in your computer or in a book that you're reading. What are your resources around you, and find those things that are going to help you accomplish your goals. First one it said, Lamar Alexander was running for president. He said, I never felt uneducated because I had a library card. I could go to the library and I could learn things. And I know we don't go to the library as much as we did when I was a kid, but you have those resources that are available to you. And I think the next one, so we have goals and resources, but the next one is probably the most defining characteristic of those who succeed. The difference between extraordinary and ordinary is just a little bit extra. And I'm going to ask you to find that little bit extra in life. So when you look at the next one, I, it's about intellectual curiosity. Each of you in your own way have some curiosity about things. But so many times we find a situation where we get a little lazy and we don't spend time thinking through things the way we could. Those people that I work with in my firm and those people that I found when I work in the General Assembly, those who are intellectually curious, who are trying to find out the reason why, those are the people who are successful and succeed in life. Always have a strong pursuit, an inspirational pursuit to be curious about things and to find out how things work and how they come together. And then lastly, the T. So we have goals, we have resources, we have intellectual curiosity. But the last one is T, and it's tough. The last couple years have been tough. I'm going to tell you, character is not defined when things are going well. Your character is not defined when things are going well. Today, things seem to be going pretty well. Many of us are here. For the first time, I was sharing with Dr. Velker at church on Sunday. We got to shake hands with our fellow parishioners at church on Sunday. Things have changed pretty dramatically. But we've had some tough times. Your character is not defined by the times when it's easy. Your character is defined by the times when it's tough. I want to share just real briefly with you one of my friends, Kevin Kirchkessler, who is a financial advisor with Edward Jones. He was on a leisurely bike ride with the Harvest Homecoming bike ride and went down a hill on a rainy day like today, slid off his bike and created a traumatic brain injury. Kevin wasn't supposed to live. Frankly, we didn't know that he was going to live. And there was that life or death decision that was made to keep him alive, and they chose life. And when you look at Kevin couldn't talk, he couldn't move. And I was in the operating room after he had some operations, and Kevin wasn't there. There was no Kevin there. He wasn't supposed to walk, he wasn't supposed to talk, but little by little, what was tough for most and was tough for almost anyone to overcome, Kevin decided he was going to open his eyes. It led to him opening his mouth. He was able to eat. Then he was able to move his fingers and his toes and his arms and his legs. And those things seem so simple to us who have these things that we can do, each and every one of us. But it was difficult for him. It was tough. And he persevered. And I don't know anyone who is more optimistic or positive than Kevin today. I just saw him yesterday at breakfast. He's walking. He's talking. He's a living miracle, an example of someone who has found something that's been tough in life, and he's overcome it. So I'm going to encourage you that in your situation, when you find things that are tough, overcome them. Many of you in your own way have already done that. But there's going to be many more situations in your life where you're going to be faced with adversity and challenges that seem to be insurmountable. And I'm going to tell you that they're not. You can overcome them. You can overcome them because you have a goal. You can overcome them because you have resources around you, people who want to help you. You have the ability to overcome them because you're going to be intellectually curious about how do you solve that problem, how do you get past that problem, and you're going to be tough and you're going to be resilient. These four things, goals, resources, intellectual curiosity, and toughness, are very similar to the four tenets of National Honor Society: leadership, scholarship, service, and character. And I'm going to tell you that if you implement those things, those four things, both with grit and with leadership, scholarship, service, and character, you're going to achieve things that are beyond your wildest imagination. Congratulations to each and every one of you for your accomplishments tonight. I look forward to sharing them with you, and good luck on the rest of your career. Thank you.
Wow, this is some good stuff this evening. Thank you so much, Senator Kevin Bayline. And before we move on, I want to take just a second to thank the four officers. They've done an amazing job this year, and I'm super proud of them and all of their hard work. All right, inductees, if you will please stand. We're going to recite the pledge. So you will repeat after me. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. You may be seated. Row 1, if you would like to go ahead and make your way up, we will begin with the certificate.
Jolie Bain. Addison Bannett. Connor Bassett. Avery Billsland. Lauren Bayline. Molly Walling. Elena Brock. Becca Buckman. Mia Cochran. Emily Cook. Justin Cromwell. Abigail Daly. Natalie Dingman. Elizabeth Dahoney. Chloe Durant. Olivia Eastridge. Alec Elrod. Emma Fields. Leah Frazier. London Fulkerson. Claire Furmal. Nate John Panya. Asher Gibson. Mackenzie Goodman. Emma Haley. Abigail Hart. Reagan Harvey. Ashley Haste. Jake House. Caroline Hildrick. Reagan Jacoby, Ashlyn Jewell, Bryce Johnson, Cadence Johnson, Kaylee Johnson, Matthew Johnson, Robin Jones, Harrison Kane, Elizabeth Kanemitsu, Anna Kantz, Brock Kohler, Madeline Langdon, Riley Larritz, Ella Leitner, Savannah Little, Riley Loftus, Logan Love, Alice Main, Isabella Mattingly, Joshua Mules, Amelia Munier, Roxy Miller, Ruby Miller, Hallie Mosier, Caitlin Napier, Ella Nathis, Cassidy Nevitt, Billy Paget, Keely Page, Logan Piper, Braden Poe, Indy Puckett, Emma Pugh, Savannah Pulliam, Lydia Purley, Boston Ross, Kendall Rumpel, Jack Sanford, Caitlin Satowski, Ashley Scott, Joshua Smith, Kevin Smith, Madison Spanopoulos, Lydia Sprigler, Carson Stokey, Cora Swearingen, Chelsea Tanner, Emily Vick, Jeffrey Wagner, Caleb Washington, Noah Wathen, Kiera Watkins, Charlie Watson, Hannah Watson, Kaya Weisram, and Caitlin Winchester. Alrighty, congratulations to the new National Honor Society. Alrighty, now we have some closing remarks from the Dr. Rob Will.
Thank you. I appreciate everything that the officers did, and of course Senator Bayline. Lots of really good words tonight. Hopefully you have digested some of them, but we really appreciate it. The thing that I'm probably most impressed with is that Grant, I don't know if you guys noticed, he got all of your names right. He didn't butcher it. Well, if he did, he just went right on and said it with confidence. So let that be a lesson to you right there. So thank you for that. They sounded great. But once again, I told you the ceremony is very, very short, so you can get pictures, so get you plenty of those. Have a great time. Hope everybody smiles and has a wonderful time. I would like to thank our speaker one more time, Senator Kevin Bayline. Thank you. And in addition, the officers, and of course the inductees, it's your night. We have one requirement. We will dismiss here in just a minute, but the juniors need to come up here and get a picture after this is all over. After that, you can take as many photos as you want. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening, and congratulations.